It is 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's Classic Rock, the Rizzo and Jeff Show. How about I try that again? Okay, see, sometimes people mess with the buttons. It's early. It's early. What do you want me to
tell
do?
them the station again. You got the Jimmy fingers. Okay?
I got the Jimmy finger. Well, no, it was off. See, all right. It is 105.9 The Mountain, Asheville's Classic Rock. Yeah. You are listening to the Rizzo and Jeff Show. Happy you.
Yeah.
6:05.
Yeah.
Coming up, we have opening audio.
Yeah.
A triple scoop for you.
Yeah.
Okay, we got some Kobayashi sauce with a little bit of one-star vandalism and how to eat a pretty little pizza.
Why do you have the face if I was in a public restroom and I look between the crack and you're peeking behind it?
I got the peeky
because
stuff.
the button was off?
Because well, yeah, I got the Jimmy. I like a little mistake. You know why? Because it shows that we're human and we make errors, and we make many errors.
It wasn't you.
No,
everything should be as it is.
Should be as it is, but it is not. But you know what? That's okay because we're refugees here.
Yeah.
All right, we're refugees.
All right.
And much like Tom Petty, after that, we're going to...
What a recovery on your part.
Thank you. We're going to tell you about Kobayashi, vandalism, and how to eat some num-num pizza.
All right, we're on.
I think. It is 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's Classic Rock, the Rizzo and Jeff Show on your radio. 6:09, and we are here. We are here, and you know what that means. That means it's time for you to open your mouth and allow us to give you a little airplane. Right? A little airplane?
Yeah.
Of ice cream.
Yeah. Yep, you heard what he said. We're here. Open your mouth. What a start to this it is. Hi, we're here. Open your mouth.
It's time for opening audio here on the Rizzo and Jeff Show. A funny way to start your day on 105.9 The Mountain.
All right.
What's on the end of the airplane?
First end of the airplane,
yeah.
Japanese man, Takiro Kobayashi.
Oh.
We love a good Kobayashi. And Kobayashi was talking about how he's just ecstatic for his, hot dog challenge with Joey Chestnuts. And I got to be honest with you, I'm pretty excited, too. This is what Kobayashi had to say.
So I haven't competed for 5 years, and so literally I'm back for 1 day.
So obviously,
what did he say?
Yeah.
I haven't competed for 5 years, and so literally I'm back for 1 day.
He hasn't competed for 5 years, so literally he back for 1 day, bro.
So 1 day. Oh, we're going to get grace with him. Well,
1 day at Kobayashi, and we haven't seen Kobayashi in half a decade. This is special stuff.
He's going to get smoked. 5 years you have not.
That doesn't mean he hasn't been eaten.
He's going to get smoked.
He's not going to get smoked.
Yes, he will.
No,
it's
over.
Not.
He was. Why do you think Chestnut quit and was a quitter? Because he was a little baby. He was a little poo-poo guy. He was all upset that Takiro Kobayashi smoked every single one of his records, so he went, meh.
Yeah, okay. Whatever sound he's making. But at the end of the day, look, he's the one that's been literally competing pretty hardcore. So I think he's gonna. This might be a blowout, actually, between this eating contest.
A blowout?
I
on
think
whose
so.
part? The Kobayashi or the Chestnut?
Kobayashi, you can't. If you don't eat like an animal, you can't just come back after 5 years. I don't care if you train or whatever it is. For a couple of months. That's not it. No. Down goes Kobayashi in this contest.
Down goes Kobayashi.
It's time for opening audio here on the Rizzo and Jeff Show. A fun, funny way to start your day on 105.9 The Mountain.
All right. So at the second end of your second Scoopy Spoon is 3 people. We have a 17-year-old, his mom, and a vandal. They took an Uber to a mall, and the Uber driver did not like that they got a 1-star review, so they went to their home. They vandalized it pretty good.
So they gave him a 1-star review, and he decided to turn around and he was going to vandalize their house. Well, you have to understand.
It's their job. Look, you screw with my job. I'm going to,
But you can't give a 1-star review to people. I mean, unless he was ripping at 90 miles an hour and cursing you out. I mean, come on.
Here's why he said he did it, Jeff.
I was just trying to make it to the mall. I was trying to get there within a certain time frame, and he had decided to take the longer way to the mall.
At the end of the day, somebody should have a right to a review. You know, it's opinion based. Like if you have a 1 star, you have a 1 star.
Right, so, you know, like that song,
on.
Take the Long Way Home, you know, just enjoy the scenic ride.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, a 1 star, that's rough, but I got to tell you, that's a 2.25 star max.
Yeah, but you can't
That's
get
it.
the minute, but that could cost this guy his job, and if that's what he does for a living, like...
He
and he's
vandalizes their house
Good.
with bricks.
God, you know
He's
what?
going to lose his job anyway.
It's not like the guy was cursing at him, yelling at him, doing anything. The car was dirty. It wasn't anything of that nature. He just, and I've been in those where sometimes they go another way. It depends on what you use, and it directs you. You know, so it's it's a shame that they had to do that, but you can't 1-star people if he just took a little bit longer. I mean, come on, because you didn't get them. And by the way, who the heck goes to the mall anymore? All right.
Yeah, that's true,
Right.
especially with your mom in the back of an Uber.
Right.
Get a car,
Get a
bro.
car. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's time for opening audio here on the Rizzo and Jeff Show. A fun, funny way to start your day on 105.9 The Mountain.
Now, for your final scoop, we have a tasty man on the end of your spoon. This tasty man is going to tell you how to properly eat pizza.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And he's right.
Our mouth's still open here?
Our mouths are way open.
Okay.
And get ready, because we got Pizza Man coming to tell you how to eat that pizza.
Eating a slice of pizza, don't try and stuff it in your mouth like so. It'll go floppy and nobody wants that. Instead, you can fold it in half, just like a calzone, and eat like so. Much more elegant, and it avoids tomato sauce going all around your lips.
Now, as you can see, as you tasted that,
It'll go floppy and nobody wants that.
no, it'll go floppy. Nobody wants that. So
no.
again, you just have to listen.
Don't generally most people fold the pizza? Is he telling us anything new here? I mean,
I don't
you
fold
you don't
pizza.
fold pizza?
Never once.
Really?
Never once.
Oh, because you eat it. You eat it like you're a weirdo. How you eat it? You like 2-hand it and eat it like a gopher. You know, don't you? I'm trying to remember.
Like a gopher? No, what I did depends on the za. So if I'm at the Hut, I 1-hand it. If I'm at Favilla's, okay.
Favilla's you fold.
Well, Favilla's I do middle finger to push down to give me a half fold, and then I go full gullet.
Okay. So
you see what I mean? I full
so you don't
gullet
waste any
this.
time at Favilla's.
No, I don't have it. No,
You
I
don't
just
even taste it at Favilla's.
I full gullet, and then I get it topped off with delicious cream, not cream covered, chocolate covered cream, crimpet things.
That sounds delicious. So at the end of the day, you have tomato and cream right there all over your mouth, huh?
I have tomato and cream all over my mouth, and then I wonder
It'll go floppy and nobody wants that.
why it goes floppy and nobody wants anything.
It goes floppy for other reasons.
That was something. At this point, something is the bar we're shooting for, so we've reached it. What do you expect? You get what you get. The Rizzo and Jeff Show will be back on 105.9 The Mountain.
It's 105.9 The Mountain, Asheville's classic rock, the Rizzo and Jeff Show. We are going to be talking about how to help you. We want to help you here on the Rizzo and Jeff Show. And there's a new fad. Rubbing onions and garlic on your face. Apparently that's supposed to help your skin. Kind of does the opposite.
Okay.
All right. Also, we found out that we've been filling our ice cube trays the complete wrong way. So we're going to tell you how to rub your face and fill your ice trays.
Wow, we're helping you with a lot of things here.
We're
right?
helpful Harrys today.
I
I felt like being a helpful Harry. I was like, you know what? If I'm going to help the people, I'm going to help the people.
We are a couple of Bob Vilas. I'm going to tell you, we're going to help you.
We're a couple of Pope Peels.
That's it.
All right, we're Ronnie Popes.
Why are we Ron Popeels?
Ron Popeels.
We're giving you
helps
crappy equipment.
Whoa,
that breaks
whoa.
down?
Popeel,
Yeah.
hair in a can, helped.
Yeah.
Ron Popeel, chicken cooker, helped.
All right. It's
Tell
time.
me something that Ron Popeel didn't help
I'm
you.
not getting into a deep dive of Popeel. All right. It's time to set and forget this. And
There are two things that we would like to help you with. First, I'd like to play a little audio because this poor girl is just going through a real rough time. She's experiencing the teenage acne phase, Jeff.
oh boy, been there.
Yeah, haven't we all?
Yeah, I've been there. I feel like I had it a little rough. I remember
you don't have scars, which is good.
Yeah, but you remember you would go to all the, they'd give you like the gel to put on, and
we didn't have Proactive.
It turned your
then.
face red.
It did.
Yeah.
And then it like burned your skin. It didn't really help.
What were we doing? Nobody knew what to do.
No, but this girl, Jeff, thinks she found the secret, and that's to rub garlic on her face, rubbing garlic and onions 2 days in a row now. She's trying to give you an update on how it is on TikTok, and this is what she said.
This is day 2. I just rubbed some so it's a bit flared up. This morning it wasn't as red, but the lumps are still there.
Okay, make no mistake about it, that's not going to work. Okay,
Yeah,
that's not going to work out for you.
Well, here's the deal. School's starting back, young lady, and the last thing you want to be known as is the onion garlic girl.
Could you imagine
going to school? They're ruthless. Kids.
You have to smell like a Vietnamese kitchen. Like, I mean, holy Lord!
Why? Is there a lot of onion and garlic in a Vietnamese kitchen?
There is.
Okay.
Have you been part of Vietnamamese kitchens?
No, not once in my life.
I had the luxury of being in a Vietnamese kitchen, and it was all onions and garlic. I mean, it was, what was his name? Paulie Walnuts, always cooked onions and garlic. So you either smell like Paulie Walnuts or a Vietnamese kitchen.
My grandpa did too. He always had the onions. His hands always smelled like he had his own garden, did that. He smelled like an onion. But it's okay when you're an old man to smell like an onion.
You're an old man. You've been through enough.
You're in high school, you smell like an onion. It's a rough go.
Oh my goodness! And if can you imagine too? And if she's just the tiniest bit of a chunk, it's
a death sentence.
It's a death sentence.
You're DOA the minute you walk through the door.
On arrival.
Yeah, the minute you walk through the door.
And the second thing that we wanted to teach you, this is going around, and Jeff, I'm so glad that you were able to find this because the Hong Kong people and the Japanese people are at it again. They're teaching you different ways to make love or to at least say it with a little decorum. And what they're telling you in Module 3, titled Adolescence and Intimate Relationships for Secondary Year 3, i.e. 11th grade is what we would know it as, is that teenagers who wanted to go make love, okay, garlic or not, smelling or not, should, quote, say that you need to go out and play some badminton together. The materials include a form called My Commitment to Badminton, aimed at getting young lovers to attest that they would exercise self-discipline, self-control, and resistance to online adult naughty material. But the materials have raised eyebrows and attracted criticism, Jeff, because they feel like they're out of touch. Why are you telling a bunch of kids to go play badminton behind the bleachers?
So they just don't want to say it outright what they're going to go do.
Right, they don't want to say we're going to go have some Goldberg. We're going to have some whoopee.
Yeah.
They want you to say
me and your mom are going to go bake some cookies. Right. We're gonna toss around some lasagna.
Right,
like those kind of things.
We're gonna. What does Johnny always say? Something out by his tool shed.
Right.
Whatever Johnny says. Like they just want you to say, thank you, please. We're going out to play badminton. Hello. And I don't know. I just feel like you probably shouldn't do that either.
Really? So you want them at about 14, 15 years old to say what? Hey, me and Mike are going behind the shed, and he's going to beep, 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 beep,
beep, beep, beep.
If you live in Weaverville, Woodford, Anka, Black Mountain, Asheville, Fletcher, look, if you can hear this, we're trying our best to help them, and hey, it's gotten better, right? A little? Well, there's some music coming too. The Rizzo and Jeff Show will be back on 105.9 The Mountain.
It is 105.9 The Mountain, Asheville's classic rock, The Rizzo and Jeff Show. On your radio, 643. And listen, a lot of crazy things happening in this world. And I don't know how I feel about this. A casket. They do this every year, but it is $40,000. What it is the Liquid Death, the people who make that water, and Yeti.
In the can, the water in the can.
The water in the can. And Yeti are auctioning off a casket cooler just in time for Halloween. It's like a full-size casket, but it's also a Yeti cooler casket. And it's like $40,000 is like the starting bid. Now, you could fit a lot of stuff in it, Jeff, but it's got the T-attach lid, so the top and the bottom. It's got the foam fold cell. It's a really good cooler, but I have to tell you, to me, I feel like it's a little, I don't know. I don't get it.
Look, at the end of the day, I don't want to be a burden or issue to anybody, okay? So so this is basically would be a cooler. Now, could you be buried in this?
Great question.
It's not just a casket. It's a revolutionary beverage cooler. It has triple foam cold cell insulation and patented T-latch lid locks. Is this to your satisfaction?
It's perfect.
The casket cooler from Liquid Death and Yeti. It'll keep your drinks ice cold for an eternity.
Cheers!
There's only one in existence. Get on it now at liquiddeath.com/Yeti.
Okay.
So they've made one. You can get buried in it, but the point is, Jeff.
Let me tell you something.
Oh, go ahead. Tell me.
Let me work the system here with you a little bit.
All right, work it.
Do you know that I could easily, if I wanted to, go out, purchase a casket for about $1,500? Okay.
What are you talking about?
A normal
wood?
casket.
No. You would be the pine wood guy.
No, I would not.
$55 pine wood.
If you wanted to go get yourself a casket, okay, and you wanted to buy it, you can get them online. There's people that make them, even if it's a couple $1,000s. Okay, you can get discounts on caskets and get them. I could insulate.
Are you looking? I can see through the window across from you. Are you looking up casket prices?
I can insulate it myself. Okay, which is very easy to do. So
you're $1,500 already. Then you got to insulate. Then you got to do the work.
And then you're done. Then you're out for another $1,000, and I have my own casket cooler. I don't have to spend $40. Why? Because it's a Liquid Death one.
Well, because it's all, and it's actually it's actually a real casket. The thing is that you could use it if maybe you have an untimely death. I'll give you another example because this kind of all ties together. There was a couple who was, loving on each other inside of their car, and it went off an embankment in the river. Now, had they had this cooler, right, they would be able to bury themselves together.
2 people are safe after their car went into the Schuylkill this morning along Kelly Drive. Police said the car was parked when the person behind the wheel accidentally put it in drive. They got out safely, but the Range Rover ended up about 50 feet offshore and 9 feet below the surface. A tow company helped to haul the car out of the water.
What they don't tell you is that the reason it got into the water is because they were engaged in romantic activities and allowed their vehicle to roll into the river. And this was at 4:20 in the morning.
Yeah.
So
what is them having sex in their car have anything to do with a casket cooler?
Think about it. You have sex in your car, lethal combination. You go into a river, you're donezo, okay? Right. God forbid nobody saw these people. Right. You have a Liquid Death cooler in your house, you go, the people who had made love, people who were...
Listen, I know that you attempted in every way to tie those two stories together, but it didn't work.
Did I fail?
Yeah, I know. You were trying to get
Johnny, did I fail at tying those two stories together? Do you get what I was going at there, Johnny?
Yeah, I kind of was going along with you there just a little bit.
No, you weren't. Tell the truth.
Now listen, boys. Let me school you on this thing about the cooler.
Okay.
All right, so, instead of spending $1,500, $1,800, $3,000 on that cooler deal, just go into Ingles, go back yonder on the beer aisle, get that cooler they have up on top for $4.99. Get you 2 or 3 of them. That way, if something happens 2 or 3 times, you got them $4.99 coolers. No problem.
Are you talking about the foam coolers, Johnny?
Yeah, the foam coolers.
Johnny, do you want to bury yourself in the foam coolers? You were the queen in a foam cooler?
Well, here's the deal, man. In the foam cooler, you can have the kids, grandkids decorate the outside of it. They can paint on it.
Okay. Now, see?
See, I didn't even think about that.
Put a hand paint on it. I mean,
so you have
come
the
on, man, that thing will look cool.
So you're saying bury your body into a foam cooler, and the grandkids would actually really enjoy.
Who the hell cares what you're buried in at the end of the day? Are you going to be worried about it? You wouldn't even know what happened. Who cares? Come on.
Right, you're going down in the old wormhole anyway.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's it.
You know what? You're right. You're going down in the wormhole. Who cares, right?
Right. So you're going to a better place afterwards, so you ain't got to worry about it.
That's
so here
true.
you go.
So just get buried just get buried like you said, and just in foam, and let everybody do their thing with you, huh?
Well, you can decorate it, and you can use some post hole diggers to dig a hole. Ain't even got to be that deep,
Wow. I got to tell you, I never thought about burying my dead self in foam, but now I think it's great because it's also very biodegradable.
Oh, yeah, it's going down. So, get me a text. I text you. I want to hear it. Let's get it.
Well, guess what? We got to hit a break, but guess what? I feel a little dynamite coming out of the break. What do you say?
Yeah, that's what the Queen said, too.
I feel a little dynamite coming out of the break. All right, I'll tell you what. We got a little AC/DC coming your way, but thank you for telling me how you want to die, Johnny.
Yeah, keep between the mayonnaise and the mustard. I said buried. I didn't say how I was going to die. I said buried. Okay?
Buried.
Get it right, boys. Yeah.
All right.
Well, Johnny, thanks for tying all this together. There was 65 stories wrapped into one. Okay.
By the way, did I tell you about the guy who drowned while rescuing children in the river?
Yeah. Did you talk about that, huh? What's next? What came first, the chicken or the egg? Let's talk.
Does your brain hurt? Do you feel confused?
That was bad.
We decided we're willing to buy you off. Text LUNCH to 828-240-1059, and you'll be entered to win lunch for you and 10 of your coworkers. Did that buy anyone off? We also have more music and more Rizzo and Jeff show soon on 1059 The Mountain. The JNN. No longer Asheville's newest, but still least reliable news outlet. Guys, can't we just tell them to go to 828news.com? All right, fine. The JNN Jeff News Network is ready to inform, enlighten, and, well, keep trying anyways. The JNN is on 1059 The Mountain now.
The JNN brought to you by Train Heating and Cooling Systems. They are tested, retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you because we all run together. Visit your local independent train dealer by visiting traininfo.com. That's traininfo.com because it's hard to stop a train.
What would you do if this was your kid? A 4-year-old boy accidentally destroyed a 3,500-year-old jar at a museum. Oh, boy.
That's Spank City.
Yeah, all right. The boy pulled the jar slightly because he was curious about what was inside, causing it to topple over, his father said. That he was in shock when he saw the boy next to the smashed jar. And at first, he thought it wasn't my child that did it, but guess what? The camera showed it was your child that did it. I don't know exactly how you would go about this situation. And of course, it probably can't be, repaired or anything like that.
$3,500 jar? No, I don't think
they're going to try to restore it, but at the end of the day, it's not the original, not what it was at 3,500 years old. So, maybe you do. If it's your kid, just hands off, watch your hands.
You know what I would do? I hate to say, I would do a duct tape. I would do I would duct tape the Bambine's hands to his waist so that he looked like a mannequin man and he couldn't move his hands for 3 days.
Oh, okay. That's good.
A good lesson?
Yeah, why don't you shackle them up, huh? Stick them in the closet. Is that your plan?
Yeah, it's in there. Yeah.
What? Are we still doing this? Really? Wow. Okay. The JNN is puttering, be it around the 828, out in Canton, being lapped by silver sneakers at the French Broad River, or just rereading news by reputable news sources. The JNN is on your radio now on 1059 The Mountain.
All right, we're starting to learn what it's like to raise boys. That was a younger kid. Now we go to a teenager. A teen boy is going on a hunger strike until his mom buys him an iPhone.
Good for him.
Being accused of emotional blackmail, his mother was saying. This is going viral online. A short video was shot by this, and it went viral. And he said, look, a hunger strike, he's been on it now for 3 days. Until he convinces his mom, until she caves in and buys him an iPhone. Now, we tried things as kids back in the day, yelling, screaming, all kinds of different things, and we just didn't get what we want.
Whatever happened to you sit here till your dinner's done and you have to eat it cold? Okay. Like, whatever happened, a hunger strike, I'd be like, great, sit at the kitchen counter for like 6 months.
Well, look, you call him out on the hunger strike, but now the kid, you got to give it to him. He's 3 days in. At some point, you're going to have to cave and get him the iPhone, don't you think?
No, you don't do that.
Yeah,
no.
what would you do? The kid's not eating.
Listen, you know what I would do? First off, if I'm shackling him in the closet, I might as well not feed him either. It saves me a whole bunch of fazools, all right? Me and baby hands, we could live large. We could eat at McDonald's.
Yeah. All right. Let's not mention what school he goes to here, because none of this is helping your cause.
No.
We've asked them to stop, but they just keep making it worse. So we pick and choose our battles. The Jeff News Network, or as you might know it, the JNN, is on your radio, limping like it's anchored to the finish line. We promise it'll all be over soon, and then back to some music on 105.9 The Mountain.
And a man who masqueraded as a doctor for a decade faces 10 years in jail for allegedly performing botched plastic surgery without a license. Now, he's in Los Angeles. He's 53 years old. He fooled patients, celebrities, and news outlets for years as he ran his surgery in Los Angeles. It all collapsed on Thursday when he was arrested and accused of inflicting great bodily injury on a woman during 3 surgeries in 2021. So when she started launching the complaints and things of that nature, I guess after all this time, they finally caught up that he was not qualified.
The medical board realized he wasn't a doctor?
To do the job. So he has fooled everybody. He's been on TV. He has, he posed with other celebrities.
DP?
He worked on a guy who wanted to be the human Ken doll, amongst other ones.
Was it Dr. Drew Pinsky?
It wasn't Pinsky. No, there's no
good.
Pinsky.
I was worried about Pinsky. All right, it's not DP. As long as it's not DP, I'm good.
He was certified in Argentina, though, so I don't know if that means anything. Yeah, so, but CNN actually interviewed him one time. So he was on, and he's been with everybody, and he's got one picture with somebody, and I think that's who did all of his work. And I'm looking at it, and it's one Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke! Yeah. Well, there it is.
That explains it.
Say what you want. Had he been shackled and not fed, he would have never been able to cause such damage and do what he did to Mickey Rourke's.
Well,
look at his pie lips. Well, he's got pie lips.
Now, all they got to do, they go to court and they say, who did you work on? And they say Mickey Rourke.
Guilty!
All right, that's it. No jury trial needed.
Lethal injection for you! Yep. Tony Danza has lost it! It's 105.9 The Mount Nashville's Classic Rock, the Rizzo and Jeff Show. We got Danza news.
More to life than what you're living, so take a chance and face the wind.
Remember?
Open road
and a road that's hit, brand new life around the bend. There were times
I remember him in the shower, right, when he was holding his toothpaste and Judy Light.
Trail, and at the end was you. There's a path we're taking.
Alyssa Milano.
Oh, yeah.
Danny Pintaro and Catherine Hellman. This is not the Tony Danza, ladies and gentlemen, that we are talking about.
No, it's not.
We're not talking about the Tony who fell in love and said,
"Look, Tony, I don't want you to ever resent."
Angela, the only thing I resented was being without you.
That's not the Tony Danza we're talking about. We're talking about a sick Tony.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. We're talking about a sick in the head, Tony.
We could be talking about a 73-year-old Tony Danza just not in the spotlight enough and trying to find his way. He misses the allure of being a rock star.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Danza has decided to pick up a ukulele.
That's right.
And he's decided to go on tour with the Great American Ukulele Songbook. Didn't know that existed.
What does that mean?
We're going to find out.
All right. There's only one ukulele guide. It starts with Tiny and ends with Tim.
Yeah? Right. Okay. Tipping, towing, and through the tulips.
Right.
And Tony was interviewed about his ukulele world tour.
Are you kidding me?
Jeff, if I'm lying, then may I drop dead right now. Listen to what he just said.
I never had any musical training. And I got a thought for the day calendar. It said, get a ukulele, a chord book, practice 30 minutes a day.
By the way, this all started with a thought of the day calendar, and the thought was buy a ukulele and start playing.
That's like figuring out what to do in a fortune cookie.
For 30 days. At the end of that time, you'll entertain your friends, yourself, and your family for the rest of your life. And it was a long thought, but I did it, and I've been playing ever since. And one day I decided, I'm going to be a song and dance man. I want to try this. And we put it, I wrote an act and we did it. And I remember the assistant I had said, almost not embarrassing. That was the review I got. And, so I've been trying to do this for a long time. And now, it takes time to get it because you can't learn it anywhere. You have to go out and feel what it feels like to open your mouth and sing and dance in front of people. But it's the most incredible gift once you get it.
So he's got gifts to give.
So he hasn't done any song and dance. So he really is just trained himself like a Ukulele for Dummies book.
Oh, you're so wrong, but no, he's done song and dance. As a matter of fact, he's on a world tour right now.
Okay.
And he's stopping at all the big daytime shows and sharing a little bit of ukulele knowledge. But I just want you to understand that this man was so bored and lonely that he would look at a thought of the day calendar and do what it said.
Pick up a ukulele.
It just said, pick up a ukulele and entertain your friends and family for life.
Where'd you get that crappy calendar?
I got to tell you, I couldn't even, a 7-Eleven maybe?
Yeah.
So then I thought maybe that was it for the Danza. Maybe he was just going through a phase.
Right. He's his third midlife crisis.
So he's playing Carnegie Hall. And
are you kidding me?
He is playing Carnegie Hall. Okay, one of the most, it's like playing Madison Square Garden.
Right.
Okay. And he did a little preview on MSG TV because, well, that's about as good as it gets for Tony. And this is what he said. He said there are 3 types of ukuleleing, and he can do them all.
In the show, Tony does everything, really. Tap dance.
And by the way, I recommend it. This is really something. It's really a tremendous stress buster. And, you can do all sorts of things with it.
It's a ukulele. You can't do anything with it. You strum it. It's not a stress buster, Tone.
I got to tell you, Danza, it's only got so many strings.
I mean, there's like far. 4.
Right.
Hawaiian.
Oh, you got Hawaiian.
There we go.
Okay, here we go.
Makes me want to eat some poke.
I brought home a man. You can do that.
Okay.
Or you can do
what?
uke standards.
Well, okay, you can do Hawaiian, or now we're going to uke standards at Carnegie Hall.
5'2", eyes are blue. Oh, what those blue eyes could do. Anybody seen my gal?
Oh,
Turn
God.
up hose, turn down nose. Never had no other bows. Yeah, I could do that.
Oh,
don't humor him.
What I like to do.
Please don't apply, because here we go. Now they've humored him, Jeff. Now he's going in on the songbook.
What I like to do is try to adapt the American songbook to it. Maybe I'm here for singing the blues, but nevertheless, I'm in love with you. Somehow I know at a glance the terrible chance I'm taking.
So great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So great. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Danza is in distress.
Yeah, I agree.
If you are concerned or would like to voice concern for Tony Danza,
or
listen,
maybe we're wrong here on this. Yeah?
Look, I have tickets to ZZ Top. 828-240-1059. Now, I know an AC/DC fan like this is not going to be uked up.
No.
Now, Johnny, go ahead here. Now, turn your radio down. What's going on with this Tony Danza ukulele? How you feeling here?
Critique it.
ZZ Top. Well, I think he's got a midlife or mid-long life crisis there.
Yeah.
He's trying to, learn how to play an instrument, which, hey, give him credit. He's trying really hard, but, I could do that probably in my sleep. But anyway, here's the deal. I think, him and old Whoopi would probably make a good team.
Yeah.
Him and Whoopi would make a good team if they went out there on the road together.
Yeah.
Whoopi could hold his instrument. Whoopi could hold his instrument, and he could play it at the same time.
Oh,
that would be interesting.
Oh, boy.
To watch him sitting atop Whoopi playing ukulele, now that I'd see.
Yeah, what, Jeff?
I'd pay money to go to Carnegie to see that.
I'd pay a $3 entry fee.
Me too.
$3.
Yeah.
$3.
Go see Whoopi.
Yeah.
And then, Maud could be in the back holding the musical notes.
I want Whoopi.
What are we talking about here?
I want Whoopi on the tuba. That's what I want, okay?
She could be on the trombone.
Well, it's got enough hot air, you know what I mean?
Hey, traffic. Listen, I'm calling in traffic. Traffic's good. Beautiful morning.
Good.
It's about 17 hours from, Clyde, and it's about 60 hours from Hendersonville.
Okay.
It's all good.
17 hours from Clyde.
right,
Then we'll
we
get that in
got
our
it.
travel report, Johnny. Thanks for calling. I appreciate it. Listen, we just wanted to tell you Tony was in distress. Could you just think about it? Help us out. 828-240-1059. We need to know what's wrong with Tony.
Yeah.
What happened to the Angela Tony? Angela, what happened? He's playing a friggin' ukulele with the American Songbook.
How did
He's
Whoopi
going
get
on
into
to-
this? Why is Whoopi involved?
Well, you know what? Actually, the question should be, why isn't Whoopi involved?
I got many reasons.
Well, that was something. At this point, something is the bar we're shooting for, so we've reached it. What do you expect? You get what you get. The Rizzo and Jeff Show will be back on 105.9 The Mountain.
All right, so obviously nobody cares about Tony Danza. I'm a little sad. I don't think his show's going to sell out well. It's Rizzo and Jeff, 105.9 The Mountain, Asheville's classic rock. Coming up, though, Jeff.
Why were you expecting people to care about Tony Danza?
I was.
Okay.
I thought that they would care that he's broken. His mind is mustard.
All right, we'll keep our eyes on Danza for you, okay?
Well, how about this? If I were to ask you the question, what was Danny DeVito's first job? What would you think it would be?
And I'll tell you what, we have tickets to ZZ Top, and if anybody can guess it,
If anyone can, you can't Google it. You got to just guess it.
You guess Danny DeVito's first job, and think about it. He's a short little guy,
short little man.
There's a hint.
There you go.
So if you can guess his first job, you're getting tickets to ZZ Top. But yeah, I wouldn't know. I see him at like a movie theater, giving out Juju fruits.
Juju fruits.
Yeah.
See, you know what? I see him as a professional ice cream licker. Like if you're at a hot day at a carnival and your ice cream's dripping, like I see him licking it for you.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right.
828-240-1059. What was Danny DeVito's first job?
Danza to DeVito. Oh boy.
Talking about Danny DeVito, his very first job. Who do we have here on the phone, Jeff?
Brittany.
Brittany, good morning. What do you think here?
Morning. I know because I love Danny DeVito since I was a kid and he first played in Batman, the first Batman.
Really? So you've been obsessed since he was with the Penguin?
Yes.
Wow. All right. So what do you got?
His sister's beauty salon. He used to clean up and help her.
You know what? He did. However, he did one thing before that when he was 14, and then he was quickly fired.
Oh, man.
But
so
you're
close.
an ultimate Danny DeVito fan.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's a good guess, though. Listen, I appreciate you calling here. Go ahead, Danny DeVito me. What do you got?
What do you got, David?
He's a toll booth collector. Professional ass kisser?
You know what? I'll tell you what, he's right the same height, but I'll tell you, toll booth collector, you're getting closer.
Yeah, and you're getting there. You're getting there, but an X on both of those.
An X on both of those, my friend. All right, Danny DeVito's first job, what do you think it was? Go ahead.
I think he was Santa Claus's ale.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
You know what? You're getting close. Everyone who calls is getting closer. So Santa's elf. So you can see him as a little elf, right? All right. That is
yeah. It's either that or the circus clown.
All right. So close. So close. Thank you. One more. What do you got? Danny DeVito's first job.
Was it Taxi or One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
Yeah, see, no.
He was not an actor. He did something completely different.
I know.
Good. Listen, no, it's okay. It's okay. Listen, you can think about it. Call it back. It's okay. 828-240-1059. Now, here's the thing. The reason we're talking about this is because Danny DeVito was recently on a podcast, and Danny DeVito revealed his first job. Now, I said professional ice cream liquor. I said something of that nature, right? Because he's the right size. He could lick around your cone in case it got drippy for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what you want. Danny DeVito licking around your cone.
Grandma Emma, what do you think Danny DeVito's first job was?
Well, actually, I had this same job at one point in my life. I worked for children's rides, and that's what he did. He worked for, little kids' rides. So I did the same thing at one point.
You know what, Grandma Emma, you're close. Okay, so that might qualify you. Hang on for just 1 second. We appreciate it. All right, you didn't Google Brittany, did you?
No.
All right, what is Danny DeVito's first job?
He put kids on kiddie rides.
Okay, you guys are getting very close. All right, hang on. I appreciate that. We're going to take a break. I'm going to play the audio, and then I'm going to let you decide what is Danny DeVito's first job, because apparently this is really shaking Asheville to its core this morning.
Seems to be. It seems to be.
Danny DeVito's first job.
The thoughts, opinions, and things said on the show, we've chalked up to just a part of their journey. Here's to hoping some good music, and the next thing they talk about is a little better. More music and Rizzo and Jeff Show coming up on 105.9 The Mountain.
It's 105.9 The Mountain, Asheville's classic rock, the Rizzo and Jeff Show. That was the Pretenders. If you're just tuning in, Danny DeVito's first job, Jeff, has left Asheville in shambles.
Yeah, one of the more ridiculous conversations I've had in my life. This is it, but it's unbelievable. Try to figure out what Danny DeVito's first job is, and what makes it so amazing is that he's a little short guy.
Yeah.
So your head spins when you're trying to think about it.
So what could it be? So we're down to 828-240-1059. We have Grandma Emma on line 1. We have Brittany on line 2. And whoever gets the closest is going to be the winner. So without any further ado, let's narrow this down, and then we're going to hear from Danny himself. So, Grandma Emma, tell me what kind of children's ride Danny DeVito was on that you believe. Do you know? We're trying to narrow it down here because we have a few people who have guessed somewhat correctly.
All I know is, because I'm old and I can barely remember, is that he worked for children's rides, just like I did back in the day.
Okay.
Come in the sky.
Okay. Is there anything maybe that sticks out? Anything like dinging, ringing, anything like that?
No, honey.
Okay.
That's about all I can remember.
Okay. All right. Hang on for 1 second. I'm going to get to Brittany here. Brittany, give me 1 second. Brittany, all right, so you were one of the two people who were closest to Danny DeVito's, job. What do you think ride he was the, overseer of?
There's
only so many rides at a carnival. What could he have?
Yeah,
it's like where it bends around. What's it called?
Oh, you're so close. You are so close.
So close.
You can see the ride. I know
You can see
it.
the ride. I know you can see it. Come on. You could do it.
The tilt-a-whirl?
Close enough. He was between some kind of cup and the baby boats, all right? So I'm going to give it to you, all right? So...
Yeah, but what were you were thinking of, and you were close enough. The teacups. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was a teacupper. Okay, all right. Do me a favor. Hang on for 1 second. Don't go anywhere. More of the Rizzo and Jeff show coming up now. Let's hear from the man himself, Danny DeVito. What was your first job?
What was Danny DeVito's first job? I was like 14 years old, little kid. Got my working papers in Asbury Park. I put the little kids on the kiddie rides. You know, like the rides went around in circles, like a car or a boat or a fire engine. They were little, they gave me the ticket, and I pushed the button, and it would go around slow on a boardwalk. And I'd say, ring the bell on the fire engine, steer the wheel, you know what I mean? And then the ride would end, and I'd take them off. That was my first job.
It is time for the JNN on 105.9 The Mount Nashville's Classic Rock, the Rizzo and Jeff show. 801, and it is brought to you by Train Heating and Cooling Systems. They are tested, retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you because we run it together. Visit traininfo.com to find your local independent train dealer. That's traininfo.com because it's hard to stop a train.
What? Are we still doing this? Really? Wow. Okay. The JNN is puttering, be it around the 828, out in Canton, being lapped by silver sneakers at the French Broad River, or just rereading news by reputable news sources. The JNN is on your radio now on 105.9 The Mountain.
This had to be a rough way to go. Delta Airlines revealed that 3 employees were working on components of a wheel on an airplane when the tire itself exploded.
Oh, man.
Exploded, killing 2 of the men and leaving the third person seriously injured. They were disassembling it, I guess, to repair it. Things that are probably more routine than you would really think. And then, boom, it exploded. You always think about that. Like, what if my tire explodes and you're filling it up? You're like, am I filling it up too much? Boom. But I could not imagine what it would be like, or if you would even feel that. It would have just, boom, so like a bomb. I'm assuming.
You know
I don't know.
My tire exploded when I was driving in New York one day, and it feels like a bomb, and then you like it's one of the most horrifying things ever. It's terrifying.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
That's terrible. So the one survivor remains in intensive care at the moment. But what a crazy scenario. You never think something like that would happen, but man, it does.
Absolutely.
The JNN. No longer Asheville's newest, but still least reliable news outlet. Guys, can't we just tell them to go to 828news.com? All right, fine. The JNN Jeff News Network is ready to inform, enlighten, and, well, keep trying anyways. The JNN is on 105.9 The Mountain now.
There is a new trend that CEOs and big bosses of companies are doing, and I think about this. If you're heading into work, maybe your boss should give this a try. They are using psychedelic mushroom retreats to reinvent their leadership style. So they say that it really helps with your executive behavior because, you could just become just a little bit, you zero in a little too much. You don't, look at the positive of people. You're always micromanaging things. Well, going on these psychedelic mushroom retreats can tend to, kind of get the brain right back in motion and things of that nature, they're saying.
So what they're saying is CEOs are telling their peeps to go get some psilocybin, little mushrooms. And,
yeah.
So my question is, if you're the CEO of, like, McDonald's, like, for example, Ronald McDonald, like, does he bring, Grimace, Birdie, the McNugget pals? Are they all eating?
Let's be honest. Okay, that clown's terrifying, and we've known for years that thing has been on shrooms since the get-go. Okay, think about some of the things.
He is a murdering clown on shrooms, Jeff. You're absolutely right.
Mixed spaghetti? Yeah, he was on shrooms. Big time, all right?
Mixed spaghetti? Wow, I forgot about it. Would you get that if that came back?
I wouldn't put it within an inch of my wide open yap. It's not happening. No.
Do you make, less than $50,000 a year and drive a car with 200,000 miles on it, we have the perfect woman for you. Right here, it's the Rizzo and Jeff Show on 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's Classic Rock. 812 and Jeff, long the search for the perfect woman has been on, and quite frankly, I thought I got pretty darn close with baby hands. I love baby hands.
Well, it's not that she might look. We're not scolding anybody, but maybe this is something you need to just listen to. This could be a lesson learned
for men who might be in a marriage where maybe the lady likes the expensive things in life, and there's nothing wrong with the finer things in life, but you know what, this woman here, she's a minimalist maybe, and when you search for love, and how many hours did you spend on the Hinge or the POF, and you're like, oh, she's just my type, and then you meet them, and then you invite them over, and they're 2 bottles of Prosecco in before you can have a conversation, right? So everything looks good from the outset, and then boom, from the onset, and then there it goes. Well, this is. But when you have a woman like this...
Let me tell you guys the requirements for a man to date. First, you have to make at least like $45,000 a year, because I like nice things and I like to go out to nice places. My favorite restaurant is the Cheesecake Factory, Chili's, or Taco Bell. And you must have a car, especially Toyota, Nissan, Honda. My favorite one is a Toyota Prius. If you think you qualify, TM me.
Okay, so let's get this straight.
Yeah.
This woman wants a man. Let's see, what is it? Hold on,
$40,000 a year.
45.
$45,000 a year, because I like nice things and I like to go out to nice places.
So $45,000 a year. She likes nice things and go nice places. What are some of those nice places?
My favorite restaurant is the Cheesecake Factory, Chili's, or Taco Bell. And you must have a car, especially Toyota, Nissan, Honda. My favorite one is a Toyota Prius.
Toyota Prius is her favorite. $45,000, Toyota Prius used, and she likes Taco Bell.
And Chinese. So Taco Bell, they got the $7 box. That's
the Gordita.
Good, right?
Gordita box.
The Chinese, I was telling you yesterday that I found the Yao buffet up the road here.
Yeah,
the best
I'm going to
buffet.
I might Yao it this weekend.
But she would be okay if we just lunched it, because it's a little cheaper on the lunch than it is the dinner. So we do that. So, that'd be perfect. I could, you could too. Woo the heck out of this woman.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I don't have a working auto bus right at this moment, so I don't have the car. But you know what? I could say, come with me to the buy here, pay here.
Right.
Because I need your assistance.
Right. Help me out here at Jeff's Auto Sales.
Help me here at Jeff's Auto Sales. All right. Work a deal out. I got to tell you, Taco Bell, though, here's the problem with Taco Bell. This is the unknown of the Taco Bell. Yes, they got the $7 box, Jeff, but if you want a Doritos Locos taco, or you want something like, they don't put the Doritos Locos in there, so you got to buy the Doritos Locos. So then you get 1-2 extra things. You're up to 20 Fozzies.
But listen,
if she wants Chinese buffet, that's $20.
No, it's the lunch is $13.99. So it's not too bad, okay?
Okay,
but with her, with the Taco Bell, I'd work with her every time. And even you could get a party pack and be out, for a decent amount. And then you could have dinner and then lunch maybe the next day.
Wow, so you could two-time it.
Yeah, actually, if you get the party pack. So you just think you got to think things through a little bit. And, if you get yourself a beater of a car, it's nothing to go on Amazon and buy some Toyota
emblems
and stick them on there right?
So you're saying get like a Yaris or a Datsun, and then throw on some Toyota placards and just be like, "This is a Prius."
Right. She'll think she's getting in a Maserati.
This is high dollar stuff. Who's this high dollar king on fleet?
You better believe it.
Okay, well, we hope that you're laughing and trying to figure out how these guys come up with this stuff. Truthfully, we don't have a clue, and we don't really want to. The Rizzo and Jeff Show tries hard. Doesn't that count? We'll be right back on 105.9 The Mountain.
It is 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's Classic Rock, the Rizzo and Jeff Show. And here's the situation. What kind of coworker are you that, you're invited on a retreat? And you work in an office, 20, 30 people. It's a team building retreat. And then this happens.
A man was rescued from the Colorado mountains just a day after his coworkers left him behind during an office retreat. He was hiking with a group of 15 colleagues when they descended without him. The man became disoriented after getting stuck in a storm. Weather conditions prevented search and rescue teams from reaching him until the next day.
So
they've had it.
Now, here's the thing. When they say he said he was disoriented, they left him stranded on a 14,230-foot embankment. In what might cause some awkward encounters at the office in the coming days and weeks. This guy still has a job, but he had to do the final summit push alone as 28 of his coworkers left him on Mount Chivino. So my question, what kind of guy are you? Are you the guy at the office who blows up the bathroom? Are you the guy that steals lunches? What kind of guy are you?
Well, first off, this would never happen to us because I'll never be hiking on a mountain anywhere. Okay, so. We do
right.
like Lazoom here, okay? I can sit down and do
Lazoom sounds fun.
As a
We've
company
been playing
thing,
it on but here's the thing. They might even have us dropped off the Lazoom early.
See, the problem is this is the guy who heats up in the microwave leftover fish from the night before. This is the guy who likes his popcorn burnt, okay? This is the guy that does not wash his hands in the bathroom, and everybody knows it. They know his shoes. When he goes into the bathroom, it's him that causes the problems. He's identified by his shoes.
We call it poop shoes.
Right.
So
Totally.
they know he's that guy. He's blow up the bathroom, heat up fish. He's the quintessential office. Is he a Poindexter?
He's not so much a Poindexter. A little on the chunkier side. He's been out of work for 2 years. But he found his way after he was doing some Uber driving. But so now he's in.
So
they
did they
hire
give him
him
the benefit of the doubt? Was this like a sympathy hire?
They did. He's the guy in the meeting that just has to come up with the funny line every time. You can't just have the meeting and go. He's got to lay the funny line every time. You know the guy. You know who he is. Okay, he's single. All right, he's got a studio apartment, and he always wants to do something with people on the weekend at work, but people don't have time. They have kids, they have a life, families, and maybe they just don't want to hang out with you. That's the guy. That's who he is, and unfortunately, he got left. You don't just leave somebody.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you don't have a group of 30 hikers and you leave one guy. And again, now what they said when, approached at Blank's cabin, an anonymous coworker said that, it wasn't necessarily intentional, but he has been known to use the toilet paper and then not replace it.
Okay. Well, how much of it do you have to use?
Well, apparently he's like bear clawing.
Okay.
So apparently he just takes it in bear claws, just and he just goes back there like his hands stuck in a jar of honey like Pooh Bear.
Okay.
All right. Some other people said that while a nice man spending some 8.5 hours smelling him can be rough, we thought that he would smell better outside. That was not the case. This is from the Chaffee County officials.
Well, he uses Men Speed Stick. The speed stick you used when you were 11.
Yeah.
But he continues to use it. It doesn't hold weight anymore. And when you smell like a pine cone, a sweaty pine cone on a constant basis, people don't want to be around you.
Toilet paper?
So their hope was you wouldn't make it out.
Now you're alive.
And they look and you survived.
Now you're back at work.
You SOB. You survived.
Let's go!
If you live in Weaverville, Woodfin, Anka, Black Mountain, Asheville, Fletcher, look, if you can hear this, we're trying our best to help them, and hey, it's gotten better, right? A little? Well, there's some music coming too. The Rizzo and Jeff Show will be back on 105.9 The Mountain.
It is 105.9 The Mountain, Asheville's classic rock, the Rizzo and Jeff Show on your radio, 844. And Jeff, I asked you about dogs, athletic dogs, if you think that they were athletic or not, because obviously if you're going on a dating profile, Tinder or something like that, women love cute or athletic or playful looking dogs, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. Yeah, it's always something that you go, oh, this is cute.
This is cute, right? Well, here's the thing. The U.S. military, they want you to watch out, okay? Because here's the thing. There are some Tinder accounts where the United States is a little worried about you because they have cute little puppy dogs, but women are swiping left on Iranian-backed militants and marrying them.
Wow.
So you better watch your bottom dollar and your booty if you see a cute man with a cute dog and make sure he's not an Iranian-backed militant, the U.S. military says.
Wow.
This is becoming quite the issue, Jeff.
Well, look, since we have so many of them running around Asheville, those Iranian-backed militants.
Those Iranian-backed militants,
all over the place.
Oh, we got tons of them.
Oh, they're just everywhere. I mean,
they're living in the new porta potty we're building for $650,000 downtown.
I tell you, you're on Tinder. You look left, you look right.
There's an Iranian-backed militant.
Yeah.
Iranian-backed militant.
Yeah.
Where am I at?
Oh, my head's spinning. Yeah.
Oh my God, is that the Ayatollah?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Hey, but apparently, what raised eyes on the platform Tinder, the U.S.-based dating app, gives phrases or gave word to the phrases swipe right, swipe left, things of that nature. The military is noticing that women are swiping right on men who have playful, athletic-looking dogs. Therefore, they are influencing them to swipe right, and when they start connecting with them, they start to build a quote-unquote online relationship, which they are saying is fake, only to gain access into the United States. It's called Psychological Operations, or CENTCOM. And what they're doing is Iranian-backed militants are moving to the United States to marry unsuspecting women, and then, pow, right in the kisser, you're an Iranian-backed militant's wife.
Yeah.
This is dangerous stuff, Jeff. Dangerous stuff.
I got to tell you, that seems like a really long way to go about getting into the United States. It seems like a really long. It's been easier lately, but this seems like a really.
I was going to say, you could just walk right in. Why are you Tindering over here? You could just call up Mamala and say, I'm coming over. You know what I mean?
It seems like a really long way to go about getting into the U.S. Hey, but look, if it works, it worked.
I mean, look, what they're saying is that over the past month and a half, 937 women have opened their Tinder and swiped yes on Iranian-backed militants, and some are moving over here.
Wow.
And they're saying this is a very poor pick of a man from General McAllister here. I'm guessing the average belligerence of the American is a part of the small subset of Tinder users that are being fooled. Please do not marry an Iranian-backed militant. This could only lead to problems for the United States and us here at the Atlantic Council.
Listen.
Hey, love is love.
Ladies, listen, I think it's a small ask, okay? Please do not marry an Iranian-backed militant.
That's all we're asking.
Okay, thank you.
All right, moving on.
Rizzo and Jeff have asked that we make an adjustment to the fluffy comment you hear on the show. We will not and stand by it. Those fluffy guys will be back after some free music and a quick break on 105.9 The Mountain. We've asked them to stop, but they just keep making it worse. So we pick and choose our battles. The Jeff News Network, or as you might know it, the JNN, is on your radio, limping like it's anchored to the finish line. We promise it'll all be over soon, and then back to some music on 105.9 The Mountain.
It is 105.9 The Mountain, JNN time.
A woman from Elizabeth City, North Carolina, went for a job in the Florida Keys.
Oh, Lizzie City.
Yeah, Lizzie City, okay. But she went for the job. Like it happens sometimes when you wind up in Florida, things don't go the way you want. She landed in jail after downing a half a bottle of liquor within 5 minutes of her arriving in Florida. So you get to Florida, you go, I love it. This is beautiful. I'm happy to be here. The Keys are gorgeous. You're 90 miles from Cuba. So she downs half a bottle of it. Then she got into a car, crashed the car into a combination bar liquor store. Then she wound up fighting with sheriff's deputies. Her husband was arrested as well. She was in her mid to late 40s, right from beautiful Elizabeth City, North Carolina, about 3 hours from here. So, yeah.
You know, they say...
She was going for a job, by the way. So
don't mess with them Lizzie City folk.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You never heard of that? Don't mess with them Lizzie City folk?
No, but...
Keep between a mayonnaise and a mustard. That's from Lizzie City, bro.
All right, well, I got to tell you, from the looks of these mugshots...
I'm looking
they got,
I can see, like, you know what it is? I could look at you, and then I could see Coach's beautiful head, and I'm looking at the mugshot.
You see the mugshot there, and then what about him? I mean, that's
a Lizzie City boy if I've ever seen one.
Oh, scaring me.
What? Are we still doing this? Really? Wow. Okay. The JNN is puttering, be it around the 828, out in Canton, being lapped by silver sneakers at the French Broad River, or just rereading news by reputable news sources. The JNN is on your radio now on 105.9 The Mountain.
A middle school teacher is being sued by a parent for emotional abuse after the teacher had asked the child to come up to the chalkboard to solve a problem in front of the class.
Okay.
In the accusation, the student's parents said that the teacher had emotionally abused the child by asking them to solve the problem in front of the class when the child did not know how to answer the problem. And they're asserting that the teacher humiliated the child.
You know what? I'm so sick of the listen, and I have a young Bambine. I got to tell you, he's raised right. He's a good boy, but I'm going to tell you something. Okay, man, you're going to school to do work. If you can't do the work, then you shouldn't be in the grade, or you should repeat it. Now we're suing for emotional support. This is the problem. This is what they call that soft parenting stuff. This is why I'm glad, we have our Johnnies and our Grandma Emmas, because Johnny would take you out to the woodshed and whack you with a hose.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You get hose whacked.
Okay. Is that the move?
That's it.
All right.
Hose whack, you know?
The JNN. No longer Asheville's newest, but still least reliable news outlet. Guys, can't we just tell them to go to 828news.com? All right, fine. The JNN Jeff News Network is ready to inform, enlighten, and, well, keep trying anyways. The JNN is on 105.9 The Mountain now.
And finally, we will just about pumpkin spice anything. Okay?
Oh, boy.
And if you want your butt smelling like pumpkin spice, don't worry about it. Dude Wipes has you, fellas. Okay?
Well, it's a shame we didn't know this yesterday because we were talking about cleanness.
Yeah, well, they're called, Dude Wipes calls them this. They're called Dumpkin Spice with clove, nutmeg, and other fall spice scents. Of course, septic and sewer safe wipes for adults. So if you want them, Amazon running a good deal. 288 wipes on a 6-pack for around $30,
Here's the problem. Clove.
Yeah?
Yeah, clove. You ever clove anything?
You don't want a clove butt?
I don't want clove butt, Jeff. Clove butt is I don't know if you've ever had clove butt, but clove butt's rough.
No, I can't tell you that I have. Not shoving cloves there. So
gotta tell you whether
I
you
don't
put
know
it.
why are you sticking cloves?
Well, it was accidental. I mean, when you have toothaches, you got cloves, and they accidentally fall. You get clove butt, it burns.
Yeah. Accidentally. Yeah, a handful of cloves. Where was your hand headed, pal?
Moving on. Here's Don Henley. The boys is summer.
Wonder if he's got a clove. Okay.
And I want to I want to make sure that for the people who are listening right now to the Rizzo and Jeff show, that they know how to properly eat pizza sans flop.
Oh, okay.
And I know you've said to yourself in the past day or two, dag nabbit, how do I eat pizza? Is it flippy? Is it floppy? Is it hard? Is it soft? Is it, saucy?
All right. We're talking about pizza here, right?
Talking about pizza.
Okay. Just wanted to double check.
Just wanted to double check. And that today, ladies and gentlemen, the important things I think you need to know that Jeff missed out on for your razzle dazzle.
Rizzo really can't let him have one thing? Really? No, I'm not reading this. It's time for the news you may have missed. They did this? Fine. It's time to razzle dazzle on the Rizzo and Jeff show. Yeah, we have no idea what it means either, so just go with it. Rizzo's Razzle Dazzle is on 105.9 The Mountain.
All right, so time to razzle dazzle, and this was a very, very important viral video about pizza etiquette. A lot of us don't have pediquette, is what I call it. You just go to favelas, you just go to your, spot, whatever your spot is, and you just say, "Give me a slice," and then you just slop all over. That's not how you do these things, Jeff. You need to have decorum.
Yeah, is that the case?
That's the case.
You know where I went yesterday?
Where'd you go?
Del Vecchio's.
Did you have decorum at Del Vecchio's in Woodfin?
Well, Del Vecchio was Merriman.
Merriman. Oh, and Merriman. I'm sorry. Yes, I get that confused because I used to come through Woodfin the back way.
Right.
You're right.
So I had a little taste over there of some of the pizza. You know, I like to try it. And I got to tell you, I think I did a mix of the fold and the yap. You know?
The fold and the yap.
Yeah.
So do you believe you had Del Vecchio decorum?
I feel like I did. And you know me, I don't like to get too messy when I eat. I'm not like a big mess eater. I don't like a lot of things on my hands and all over me. So I try my best.
When you do the fold, you might get floppy mouth. And we want you to avoid floppy mouth. And that is where this video and or tutorial on pizza eating comes in.
Eating a slice of pizza, don't try and stuff it in your mouth like so. It'll go floppy and nobody wants that. Instead, you can fold it in half, just like a calzone, and eat like so. Much more elegant, and it avoids tomato sauce going all around your lips.
Now, do you hear that? Do you hear the elegance there? Do you hear it?
Well, doesn't generally most people, like if you had, it depends on the slice size as well. Like
see, that's the thing. See, you think it's about the slice size, but whether it's big or small, you know the same thing could happen.
It'll go floppy and nobody wants that.
You don't, that you can't have floppy pizza.
No, it sure sounds like he doesn't like it floppy.
He does not.
But if you, you get a hot and ready. You're not folding a hot and ready, are you? From the C's?
You don't. Okay. That's a perfect example. Pizza Hut, a pan. You don't fold.
Right.
You don't fold little C's.
Right.
Now, if you go to Favillas, I don't even fold Favillas. What I do is I do a 1, 2, 3 fingy do. So I do, my thumb and my ring finger to hold the slice. And then I take middle finger and I take index finger and I hold the crust in between. So I got a half fold at the bottom and then I put it in the yap to avoid the flap.
So you do a semi.
I do a semi. I have a semi. So when I have the semi going on, then I know I can get the full mouthful of pizza, but I also have the fold in case something were to fall.
Okay. So the goal with all of this is to avoid the floppy.
It's to avoid the floppy. I mean, it's very simple. It really comes down to...
It'll go floppy and nobody wants that.
And we're just here to teach.
I get it. Who would want that?
Nobody.
It's useless.
It's useless.
Text a message to Rizzo and Jeff now to 828-240-1059.
It's 105.9 the Mount Nashville's Classic Rock, the Rizzo and Jeff Show. And I know a lot of you, just like me, are fans of the movie The Cat in the Hat, starring Mike Myers. And I have distressing news if you are a fan of The Cat in the Hat.
Yeah. What do you got for us? What's happening?
Well,
what's happening with Mike Myers? What do you got? Come on. Mike Myers. Are you kidding me with Mike Myers? One good role. Mike Myers, that's it. You get it, Mike
Austin
Myers.
Powers?
That's it. He's done after that.
Listen. Have you watched The Cat in the Hat, or are you just going to sit over there and just act like you know everything about everything? Have you watched The Cat in the Hat?
Mike Myers is the flat chest of comedy, okay? It just really, it is just...
He's the Daria of comedy?
Nothing to see here. Is
he the Janine Garofalo of male comedy?
You got it. All right. Her greatest role was on Seinfeld. Okay, when she was just like Jerry.
Well, I have bad news for Cat in the Hat fans because fellow actor Amy Hill, the child who worked on The Cat in the Hat, said it was a, quote, horrible nightmarish experience that has plagued her for many years. She commented on his very distant and non sequitur behavior, saying, quote, I don't think Mike got to know anybody. He would just be with his people and walk away in his cat suit. People would come and then stand there. Then the guy would say, go, and then he would do his cat stuff, and then he would leave. Then there was another guy who held his chocolates for him in little Tupperwares while feeding him in his cat suit as he munched. Whenever he needed chocolate, he'd come running over and say, chocolate, please, in his cat voice. That's what divas are like, I guess, or people who need therapy.
Well, he's Canadian first. It all starts there. That's one. Two, it's not therapy or anything. He's dressed up as a cat for Cat in the Hat. He knows where he's at in his life at this point.
What are you talking about, bro?
Austin Powers was late 90s. Cat in the Hat was what, like 03, 04? So, this was, after the Austin Powers, and they had, this was at the time where they tried to pound you with, like, every Austin Powers they had left. What was the last one, like Gold Member or whatever? So they really...
Gold Member.
Okay, so they really tried it. It was fading away at that point. And then he's trying to get every last penny he can get. They stick him as a cat for Cat in the Hat, and that's it. It was over. And then what? Then there was nothing after that. That killed his career.
You know what, man? You could think that way. But the fact of the matter is that for all of us Cat in the Hat fanatics out there, this is distressing. Obviously, now we know the cat's a diva. Obviously, he didn't even want to be in it. He said, quote, that the movie was, quote, stupid, didn't have a, quote, collaborative spirit, and that it was piggish and boorish and beneath his abilities. So, you know what?
No.
I'm out on Mike.
Oh,
I'm out on Mike. I'm out on the cat. I'm out on the hat. I'm out on it all.
Beneath his abilities.
That's what he said. Those were his words, not mine, Jeff.
I gotta
not
tell you,
mine.
I gotta tell you, I feel like it fit the bill. I gotta be honest. I think it fit the bill.
Right there.
He's right where he belonged.
Okay, well, we hope that you're laughing and trying to figure out how these guys come up with this stuff. Truthfully, we don't have a clue, and we don't really want to. The Rizzo and Jeff Show tries hard. Doesn't that count? We'll be right back on 105.9 The Mountain. Rizzo and Jeff tried to do their work today, but just couldn't quite get it done. So here's where they try to cram it all in at the end. It's what didn't make the show on 105.9 The Mountain.
In Burke County, a minivan caught fire because of a children's book. Thankfully, the children and the family are okay, but this is what she had to say about it.
Just very shocked that could ever happen, but also so blessed that she wasn't in there.
We had multiple push-button books for toddlers and infants. No warning labels. It just tells you how to discard it and to have an adult change the battery.
Yeah, so be careful with those baby books.
Jesus.
It can be lethal.
Oh, man.
Okay?
Can't do anything.
Rizzo and Jeff tried to do their work today, but just couldn't quite get it done. So here's where they try to cram it all in at the end. It's what didn't make the show on 105.9 The Mountain.
Now, I've teased with DeVito, but there is something else you should know. Tony Danza's lost his marbles, and this is why.
I never had any musical training. And I got a thought for the day calendar. It said, get a ukulele, a chord book, practice 30 minutes a day for 30 days. One day I decided, I'm going to be a song and dance man. It takes time to get it because you can't learn it anywhere. You have to go out and feel what it feels like to open your mouth and sing. But it's the most incredible gift.
So he wants to be a song and dance man, Jeff, and he's selling tickets to his Carnegie Hall ukulele concert.
Yeah, he is.
And he gave quite the little ditty.
You can do Hawaiian. From the land of sand and sea. Uke standards. 5'2", eyes are blue. Oh, what those blue eyes could do. Anybody seen my gal? What I like to do is try to adapt the American songbook to it. Somehow I know at a glance the terrible chance I'm taking.
So,
gotta tell you, Tony. I gotta tell you, enjoy those claps because they're the only ones you're going to get. That audience was forced to be there. Okay?
At gunpoint, okay.
You ain't getting one.
Jeff tried to do their work today,
now,
but just couldn't quite get it done.
This is important.
Here's where they try to cram it all in at the end. It's what didn't make the show on 105.9 The Mountain.
Danny DeVito's 4'9.5". Him and Rhea, they get at it. All right. Danny DeVito, you say to yourself, what was his first job? We couldn't stop people from calling, but you know, Jeff, I mean, I don't know. Is it just the allure of the DeVito? What is it?
But there's got to be something. I mean, I guess we could all start doing the math here. You know, even though he's 4 foot something, who knows?
Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
So you think, what was his first boat as a 2'9", 14-year-old? All right. Well, we're going to tell you.
What was Danny DeVito's first job? I was like 14 years old, little kid. Got my working papers in Asbury Park. I put the little kids on the kiddie rides. You know, like the rides went around in circles, like a car or a boat or a fire engine. They were little. They gave me the ticket, and I pushed the button, and it would go around slow on a boardwalk. And I say, ring the bell on the fire engine, steer the wheel, you know what I mean? And then the ride would end and I'd take them off. That was my first job.
Really?
Love the teacups.
14?
Yeah, 14, out there killing it, brother. He's out there hustling.
I got to tell you, at 14, this Cabbage Patch Kid, I don't even think he's tall enough now as an adult for his head to go to the line to ride the rides, okay?
I think you have to be 54 inches tall.
Is he? He's over here looking at,
50, no,
like a weeble wobble over here.
He's weebling and wobbling, coming out of couches.
This is who's putting me on the ride? You're not even tall enough to get on it.
By the way, isn't that scary? Like, if you saw a young Danny DeVito telling you to ring the bell, ring the bell, I'd be like, I'm leaving, man.
Why are you 14 and bald, man?
If you live in Weaverville, Woodfin, Anka, Black Mountain, Asheville, Fletcher, look, if you can hear this, we're trying our best to help them, and hey, it's gotten better, right? A little? Well, there's some music coming too. The Rizzo and Jeff Show will be back on 105.9 The Mountain.
105.9 The Mountain, Asheville's classic rock, The Rizzo and Jeff Show. Do we give this guy props, or do we kind of feel bad that we have these three beautiful women who were just glowing with love and pregnancy, and now they're just...
I'm going to tell you why, and you're going to hear this. They all knew what was going on and what was happening here, okay?
Do you believe that, Jeff?
Well, each one of them, and even... Okay, let's just say it's not the wife. The other two knew, but didn't say anything about it. So there's a lot going on here. It's hard for everybody. The wife should be the only one mad in this situation. That's it. Nobody else should be angry. Okay?
All right, this is what happened. There are three women, three pregnant women, and boy, are they glowing.
We all find out that we're pregnant. Me, my little sister, and my best friend. We all find out that we're pregnant like within a week and a half of each other. We're doing everything together, right? We're going shopping for baby stuff. We're making our baby registries. Awesome. We're doing the whole thing together, and we are planning a baby shower. So we're at the baby shower, and I walk into the laundry room. There's my husband making out with my best friend. I'm like, what's going on here? Of course, they come out and tell me that the baby's his and blah, 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 blah. And then my sister walks in behind me and goes, what's going on in here? You and I are having a baby together. And who? Excuse me?
So basically, the wife, the sister, and the BFF who have been traveling together in a group, celebrating each other's pregnancy, find out that at the baby shower, the guy shows up, and he's Papa to not one, not two, but all three.
So he was doing it with the wife, with the best friend, and the little sister, and all of them are now currently pregnant with his child.
Here's my thing. First off, that's an expensive couple nights out, my friend. That's that is 18 years, three people, and they're all going to stay close. I mean, you got a sister, a wife. Now, granted, that might cause some friction, but it's obviously this guy's fault. But then again, it's like, I mean, is he like Slick Willie?
Well, here's the thing.
I got to be honest with you. This sounds like a Slick Willie Clinton move to me.
Listen. I don't know. It's Slick Willie. I don't know how deep he went. But Bill Clinton there. But he watched his P's and Q's a little bit.
He did watch his P's and Q's
until he had to tell the truth. But he rode the lie for as long as he possibly could. But look, at the end of the day, it's family and best friends.
At least he admitted it, I guess. I mean, he was just straight up about it. He's like, "Look, I'm Papa."
Look, and they're all gonna stick together, and for the next 18 years, make his life a living hell.
Okay, but think about it. So let's just say, I'm just trying to think about this in my own personal life. So let's say me and baby hands. Okay, so then if she had a sister, which she doesn't, I would be the dad, but also the uncle, and then the best friend.
Well, what? So
I'd be
just another dad.
But would I be the dad, or would I also be the dad, the uncle, and then like the...
Well, if they chose you as the godfather.
The godfather for the third baby.
Well, the godfather and father, you could be all wrapped into one big thing there.
Maybe that's what happened. Maybe he said to them, ladies, I'm going to give you a love for you.
You think he said it like that?
All right.
Well,
My
first
name
off,
is Rizzo. I'm going to give you an offer you can't refuse.
First
I'm
off,
going to give you a body you can't refuse.
I got to tell you, your offer would be turned down in a second. Okay, his, he got 3. Yours canceled. Forget it.
Okay, well, we hope that you're laughing and trying to figure out how these guys come up with this stuff. Truthfully, we don't have a clue, and we don't really want to. The Rizzo and Jeff Show tries hard. Doesn't that count? We'll be right back on 105.9 The Mountain. The Rizzo and Jeff Show.
Darren, how's it feel to have a bidet, buddy?
Dude, it is the most refreshing feeling you can have.
So refreshing would be your adjective.
Yes, definitely.
Now,
Definitely.
will you ever go back to sans bidet, just toilet paper or anything like that, or will you always be a bidet man now?
Dude, I am so much a bidet fan. I got a portable bidet.
No,
when I go on cruises and hotels.
Get out of here, Darren. I don't. What's a portable bidet?
So they make some stupid ones, but they make a real one that's like battery operated. Dude, I got the cleanest rear. You can eat off my no matter what.
On 105.9 The Mountain.
It is 105.9 The Mount Nashville's Classic Rock, the Rizzo and Jeff Show. School is very much in, whether you're in Buncombe County, Haywood County, Jackson, wherever you're at, you know for a fact that school is back.
Yeah, I see it. It's walking the dog, and then you don't realize at like 3 o'clock where all these kids coming from. It's like, whoa, what happened? Yeah.
Speaking of which, shout out to Jeremy and everyone over there at Buncombe County Transportation. We're going to be bringing them lunch a little bit later today. But school is back in. And with that comes, dropping off and picking up the kids. And I went to pick up the Bambine yesterday. And what they actually have a really cool system. It's like, you put a thing in a window and they call the name and they walkie-talkie the name. So they walkie-talkie his name. They're like, Bambine. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I drive up and I drive up to where he's at, which is at number 3. But then I pull up and I say, hey, get in the car. Right. And then they're like, no, drive down, drive down. So I thought they were just trying to move traffic forward, which would make a lot of sense. So I get down to number 5. And there is another child there. And they open the door, and the child looks at this big, fat, bald man in horror and says, oh, my stars.
Yeah, is that what he said?
This is not.
Oh.
This is not my papa.
He said, oh, my stars?
He said, oh, my stars.
Oh, he could be another kid of yours.
He said,
you don't know about it. If he's saying, oh, my stars, because you're the only one that says that.
Oh, so come on. Everyone says, oh, my stars.
He must be related to you somehow.
So he says, oh, my stars. And he was like backing away. And I was like, that's not mine. Mine's back there at number 3.
That's not mine.
That's not mine. Could you grab mine, the Bambine, bring him up? So I start yelling his name, and he comes up. And, it's just, and maybe I guess I just wanted to ask you this. Am I that scary looking? I get that the kid may have been in first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Am I scary looking? Because tell you, they opened the door and that kid recoiled like I was Alien versus Predator, man.
What'd you have in the back seat? A bag of lollipops?
What's funny?
What was in the back seat?
So I had my work bag. I had some micellar water. I had some crayons. Okay. And I had a football.
Okay.
Or excuse me, a soccer ball.
A soccer ball. Wow.
Yeah, soccer ball.
That sounds like a white van kit, driving around the neighborhood.
It was a white Subaru kit.
Maybe that's the upgraded one, but that sounds like a kit that you would put in a white van that has no windows. I gotta tell you.
So do you think I just felt like bad? Like, and I got the Bambine, they fixed it. Obviously, it was just an honest mistake. But, I feel like you got the walkie-talkies, you're there, you're doing your thing. And it's like this kid's recoiling at the sight of me. And it's like, am I that bad?
So now you have to think to yourself, if you're anywhere within a school zone.
Well, that's what I'm worried about.
Are other children? Do you give off that look? Are you stranger danger?
Am I scared? Yeah, that's exactly right.
The Rizzo and Jeff Show on 105.9 The Mountain. Find us on all socials, 105.9 The Mountain, and by searching Rizzo and Jeff Show on all podcast platforms. Connect with us on the Mountain Talk and text line, 828-240-1059. 828-240-1059. 105.9 The Mountain.
It is 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's Classic Rock. The Rizzo and Jeff Show. Jeff, gravy wrestling.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
A thing we want to be a part of.
110%. And I got news for you. I'm not somebody that is too adverse to different kinds of gravy. You can beef me, chicken me, pork me.
Oh, so you like any kind of beef, chicken, or pork gravy?
Yeah, you can pork me. And, you
Okay.
know, just, you know, if there's gravy, I'm in. And tell me what's bad about wrestling around in gravy.
Well, I'll tell you this. We're going to hear from Marcus Dumoyer, who says that in his language, I'm an Australian butcher. I'm a butcher and love gravy because I make a lot of blood sausage. When my daddy, Andrew Holt, one of the organizers, did the blood sausage championships, I said, this is a lot tastier than rolling around in blood sausage. So that's what he says, and then you're going to get a little cacophony of, gravy wrestling.
Österreichische Fleischer, der Fleisch aus Österreich.
You say, so he's talking about blood sausage.
Wir produzieren viel Blutwurst.
Mein Vater
hat Andrew Holt. I do nothing. Only working and eat vegan black puddings.
Now they're wrestling. Oh. Is that Paradise by the Dashboard Light?
Let's get this fight underway. Whoa! Look at that for a move straight in.
It's probably, it was 2007. East Lancashire had a food festival and we were looking for an event to capture the public. Capture the public's imagination, capture the press imagination, and that's what we came up with. It's not about your wrestling prowess. It's much more about entertaining the crowd, as you've seen today.
Sure.
So it's not about your wrestling prowess. It's about entertaining the crowd, Jeff, and not blood sausage. Gravy wrestling. I think I'd be an excellent gravy wrestler. I think it would stick in my glistening chest hair. I think I would look great covered in gravy.
Yeah, see, I don't think that I have the hips to wrestle.
Do you have the hips to gravy, though?
No, see, I could manage you and your gravy wrestling, abilities.
So you would be like the guy with the briefcase and the cell phone, and like I would go out and
Why do I have to have a briefcase and a cell phone to be a manager?
Well, that's the manager look, and then you got the leisure suit.
Okay.
Right? And then, I come out and, I have, gravy in my chest hair, and then it glistens in the sun. The ladies love it.
Okay. All right. Now, does it say what specific kinds of gravy? Are we just straight up brown gravy? Where are we headed here?
Here's the thing. The World Gravy Championships gives you a plethora of gravies to choose from. They really start with beef pork gravy base, and then they go to turkey gravy, chicken gravy, and then they do a cacophony, a.k.a. a mixture, when they get to the gravy bowl match.
Wow. Okay, so it all comes together, when we get to the championship.
Yeah, which is the gravy bowl.
There's not
match.
like a hollandaise in there, nothing of that nature. Not my thing.
Not hollandaise, no Grey Poupon, no aspic or anything like that.
So we got a white country gravy, with the
with the biscuits and stuff. Yeah. I mean, I guess looking at it, but see, it could be turkey. I don't know. But then there's the plain or all fruit, that you cover yourself in to get, to kind of keep yourself slippery.
Okay, so of all things,
you cover yourself in plain or all fruit.
See, I don't think that's a real thing. I think that's a you thing.
No,
and I think
it's real. You have to cover yourself in plain or all fruit.
I think it's a secret weapon of yours.
Plain or all fruit.
And me as your manager, we sat and discussed this, and we thought to get an edge up on the competition that if you slather yourself in plain or all fruit, that you're going to be the champ of the National Gravy Wrestling. Okay.
And I think I do my my Dean Scream.
The Dean Scream, all right. the champ of the NGW, the National Gravy Wrestling. Good for you. You made it.
I know, right?
You made it.
Well, that was something. At this point, something is the bar we're shooting for, so we've reached it. What do you expect? You get what you get. The Rizzo and Jeff Show will be back on 105.9 The Mountain.